Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a Friday afternoon episode of Ted's Booze Cellar with me, your most gracious host, Ted. Welcome to the premiere alcohol review show here on YouTube. It's just about to go, well, it just has gone actually, 5 minutes to 5 on the 7th of June 2024. Hope I'm finding you all in a good state of affairs, and if I'm not, then I hope things improve for you very soon. So we've clearly got a bit better video quality than the last few episodes, so the reason for that is I did buy a new camera. I did get some feedback from some of my mates who did point out that the video quality in the last few episodes was a little bit suspect, and that's because, well, unfortunately my old camera, my old Logitech one that I got cheap, was starting to die on me. It had a good run though, and I might keep it as just like a backup camera in case of emergencies, but it is starting to lose its rag a bit, and the FPS in the footage recorded on that camera was starting to flag a bit as well. So yeah, unfortunately I had to put it on the retirement heap, but I've got a new camera now, so that should be a bit better quality. And to dedicate the first episode with the new camera, I have gotten something that we haven't reviewed before, or well, rather that we haven't reviewed in a while, which is a cider or beer can that has a pre-mixed flavour mixed into it. These are kind of a little bit different to pre-mixed cocktail cans because they're usually based off of a specific kind of drink but with like an extra flavour in there. So here we've got from Aldi their lemon sherbet English cider. Cider is obviously a fermented apple fizzy pint kind of like drink that a lot of people drink instead of beer. It's good to have if you've got people around who are gluten intolerant, obviously, but it's obviously a bit different here because it's flavoured with lemon sherbet, so this could be interesting. Now, I will say for starters that I do actually really like the design of the can. It's simple and it's a little bit dry in terms of what you usually get from Aldi in terms of their drinks cans designs, but generally it does look pretty good. I like the design of the white label bit here with the writing on there. It does kind of contrast together quite nicely. You know, you've got that contrast of the orange writing with the yellow gold sort of outlining against the white background. That stands out really nice. And then you've got the different sort of lines and colours and shades of like yellow and gold there with a bit of an orangey tint in places. So it actually does look really handsome for what is generally a pretty cheapo kind of drink, because this was only 99 pence. So for like a 330 milliliter can that's 3.4%, that's pretty good value for money. Even if it was like 3%, I would still say that's pretty cheap. But yeah, I will say that I actually really like the design of this can. Aldi don't usually blow me away with the design of their bottles and cans, but this gets a solid, 8.25 out of 10. Very handsome. Once you smell it in the can, you get a sensation of a slightly artificial but still very light and refreshing nose of lemon sherbet with a aftertint of this kind of appetizer kind of scent. It kind of smells a little bit like off-brand appetizer in a certain manner of speaking towards the end. But when you smell it in the cup, it is completely different. So I mean, in the cup, it just has this kind of sort of cheapo, nasty alcohol smell to it that kind of just sits and lingers in the nostrils a bit. It doesn't overpower the senses, but that sort of cheapo alcohol smell does kind of overpower the other flavours in the nose. So, unfortunately, in the cup, the nose is only about a 3 out of 10, but in the can, it's actually closer to like something like an 8 or something even. Really, it's actually a really good nose, but there's just weird aspects to it that I'm not sure about, particularly the after smell is a bit strange. There's something about it I'm not sure about. And for some reason, unlike most drinks that I've reviewed before, once you pour it out into the cup, it smells considerably worse. But we'll only know what this really is like once we've had a sip of it. So before we get to that point, quick palate cleanser of water. And then on to the most important part of the video, which is to see what this sucker tastes like. So, to everyone at home, I hope you have a good weekend ahead, and as always, drink some water, drink responsibly, and bottoms up. Okay, so the lemon sherbet flavour is the main through line, and it is actually really nice. It's a bit one note in the sense that the main through line is just that lemon sherbet flavour, and that can probably get a bit one note, but it's kind of undercut by this sort of like tingy kind of Actually, you know what? What I would describe it as is it feels more like, or it tastes more like, a lemon sherbet drink crossed with that fizzy grapefruit can drink ting. That's what it really tastes like, and it tastes like it has a slightly boozy edge to it. It honestly tastes really, really good. The flavours of lemon sherbet contrasted against fizzy apple with that slightly alcoholic edge, and they just kind of sort of like meld together really nicely. It's a very simple flavour, but it kind of works really, really well. There is a slight artificial sweetness towards the end that, while present throughout the flavour, at the end it just kind of sort of sits for a millisecond too long, and like there is this sort of weird aspect to it that I'm not sure about. Yeah, there's like this certain underlying harshness at the end that I'm really not sure about, and the main problem with this drink is it is very acidic. So it's not too overly sweet, so that is good, but it is quite acidic, so you can't drink more than a few of these at a time. And even then, I'd probably only drink one or two at a time because it is a good drink. It's light and refreshing, and if you properly chill it, it is lovely. But I don't know if I would drink this as my standard drink if I was at like a party or like a picnic or something like that. I would probably start off with one of these, and it'd have to be ice cold, and then I'd move on to something else. But it is pretty good overall. It's just that aftertaste has, I don't know, it's not the aftertaste, no, actually. It's the finish more than anything. The aftertaste is fine, the main through line is fine, the start is fine because you get an onrush of flavour that kind of simmers out a little bit as you go on, but the finish, there's just like this artificialness at the end in the finish that's kind of just, it holds it back a little bit, plus it being a little bit acidic and maybe being a little bit one note kind of makes me dock a couple of points at least. So I'll give this probably like a 7 or a 6.5 out of 10, depending on how much you chill it. If it's room temperature, it's like 6 or a 6.5. If it's cold and icy cold, it's 7, pushing on for maybe a 7.25. But yeah, it's just too acidic though to drink regularly. But considering it is 99 pence, I think I will be a bit more generous to it, and I'll give it a 7. So I think overall it's got a mean average of about 7, but I don't know, there's some things I would definitely tweak about it, but it is actually really, really nice. So give it a shot and see if you like it. And as always, if you want to check out my other social medias, I'll leave the links to all that in the video description down below. If you want to leave a like, share and subscribe if you liked this video, I'd really appreciate it. And if you have any suggestions for future episodes of Ted's Booze Cellar, let me know in the comments section down below. And until next time, have fun, stay safe with whatever you're doing, don't do anything I wouldn't do, wash your hands, drink responsibly, know your limits, and I'll see you guys at the bar next time on Ted's Booze Cellar. Bye-bye for now.